Before we knew about Trevorium, Todd and I were like so many people where we were struggling to pay the bills. We worked really hard trying to get ahead, and it seemed like you would think the harder you work, you might get ahead, and it just wasn't happening. So we were always open to new opportunities. During that time, I worked as a department store manager, and it was hard work. It took a lot of toll on my body and my health. So we knew there was a better way, and we were always open to new opportunities. So when we were introduced to Trevorium, we decided to join. And when you hear Mr. David Hart talk about how every year this company keeps getting better and better, and we're just getting started, he says. We're in pre-momentum right now. We're doubling in size every 8 to 12 months, and that's amazing. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We're in 70 plus countries right now. And you heard many ambassadors early today talk about how we were in 2 or 4. So it's amazing where we've come as a company. And we are so blessed that we make over $1 million a year now. Yes. We're in our 13th year with Trevorium. It took us 9 years to get to 500,000 though. And most ambassadors are outpacing us. Igor and Larissa in 2.5 years are at $1 million. And so many more are going to follow them. You know, for...
Amen.
Yes, amen, absolutely. And for so many people that if you're sitting in the audience and you're struggling and you haven't sponsored anyone yet, you may not know it, but I know it. If you stay with this company and you apply what you've heard today, and don't quit, your life will be transformed as well. We are so blessed that we have financial freedom now. I have a friend, Mrs. Adela Hart. Her and I always talked about having coffee in Madrid. And 2 years ago, she calls me, her and David are in Madrid, and Todd and I are home in California. And she says, Gina, I want you to come to Madrid and have coffee with me. And wow. I told Todd, and he's like, let's go. So in 24 hours, we were on a plane to Madrid, and we had coffee with David and Adela. And that was such an amazing experience and what freedom is all about, right? So I get the honor of introducing my best friend, the love of my life, someone I get to work every day with. I know. He tries to act like he doesn't have a good heart, but he has the biggest heart in the world. He's so selfless. He puts our family before his own needs. He works so hard for all of you, and he truly loves all of you and everything about this company. So without further ado, please help me welcome my husband.
Some of you guys probably already know, but my wife Gina is the backbone of our family. She is the strength, her faith fuels all of us, and she's utterly amazing in every way. If you want to know more about that, just talk to Ambassador Deborah Taylor. She will tell you that she's as authentic and real, and she's amazing. And I truly got blessed. God shined on me the day that I met her. I have no idea what she sees in me, but I'll take it. All right. Well, guys, it's been an amazing day. You've heard a lot of great stories, a lot of great things. If you don't know this already, you heard from Maria Roberts this morning. We are doing things in travel that have never, ever been done before. That is a stone cold fact. You heard from Mr. David Hart about compensation. We are doing things in compensation that have never, ever been done before. That is also a stone cold fact. We had all the 2-stars come up here. Guys, in most companies, I can bring up Ambassador Harlan Hall, Ambassador Chris Bailey, we can bring up Paul and Donna Scales, I can bring up Reverend Judy Cunningham. They all came from a place where you had to make $100,000 a year to get a ring that's about half of what this is right here. Mr. David Hart does things differently. You only have to have a team of 50 people to get this amazing ring. And guys, the great thing about the ring, it looks good from all angles. Right? We are doing things in recognition that have never, ever been done before. When you look at the travel industry, it will soon be 15 trillion. That is 3 times the size of the oil industry. If we only capture 1/4% of that industry, it makes us bigger than Netflix. I'm not suggesting that's going to happen. If we capture, for my buddy Ben, 0.000000, it's actually 3 zeros, but Ambassador Ben from Canada, he can never remember, so he just goes 0.000000, right? But it's 3 zeros and a 1. If you get 1/100th of 1%, it makes you a $1.5 billion company. What does that mean? It means we have about 5,000 ambassadors. 5,000 people that are in the top 1% of all people in the world, and right now, we have less than 100. We are at the beginning, not the end. You guys are all in for a massive, massive crusade with us. Now, there are things you need to do to become successful. Many people have begun to touch on some of these. Tomorrow, we're going to be training on more of these, okay? So I'm not going to finish the entire list today. But you've already heard from Cynthia Sly about the power of 3-way calls. That's social proof. You heard from Daryl Roberts. It's all about the mindset. Unequivocally, you just heard from Eager about the power of inviting people. You're going to hear from Ambassador Alyssa tomorrow on the power of how to start your team. But guys, there are 10 core skills that you want to master if you want to become an ambassador. And the number 1 skill is just delayed gratification. We know this is not a microwave society. You can't go plant the seeds today and go out tomorrow and say, where's my crop? I mean, come on, that's 2-second grade. It's going to take a while before your harvest is going to happen. But too many people, well, I've been doing it 60 days. Well, guys, if you are a student of big organizations, you cannot ignore the Christian church. The Christian church has 2.5 billion Christians. So whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter. There are 2.5 billion Christians. And if you study, how did that happen? How did we go from 0 to 2.5 billion? Okay? Jesus went out and recruited 12. He says, I'm going to teach you to be what? The fisher of men. What do you think that means, to be the fisher of men? They were recruiters. They went house to house, town to town, got rejected, told the story. One dropped out, even happened to Christ. And from there, they built the single largest organization in the world. Why do I bring that up? Because Jesus was 3 years into his ministry. 3 years. And he actually had a very small following. Jesus, after 3 years, had a small following. It took him 3 years to train up 12 knuckleheads. It took him 3 years, right, to lay down the foundation of what became Christianity. So who do you think you are when you're given it 90 days? I mean, 3 years for Christ. Guys, it takes a while. But you heard Mr. David Hart talk about spending 5 years to lay a foundation. Me and Gina have been here 13 years. It doesn't happen overnight. Some of you are just beginning to learn the skills. Some of you are just beginning to build the mindset. If you look at Eager and Larissa, how come they're building so fast? They read the book, Think and Grow Rich, 50 different times before they ever got here. They'd already built $1 million mindset. They'd already built a championship mindset. When you talk to Eager and Larissa, you can hear them. They don't let negative and comments and things other people say. It's like water off a duck's back. It doesn't even faze them. Some of you, one person, your deadbeat drunk brother-in-law, thinks it's a bad idea and it ruins you for a week. Been there, guilty. I mean, in the old days, people were like, oh, I don't know, they would say stuff, and I'd be like, just done, right? I'm done. You got to get a pep talk from your upline to go back out there and talk to somebody else, right? You got to build the mindset. But guys, it is a process. It is not going to happen overnight. So learning the skill of delayed gratification, learning the skill of finding prospects. Now, I recently did a training on this, and I covered 230 different ways to find new people. 230. And some of that's in Trevorian University. Some of what I'm going to mention today, the details of it, will be in Trevorian University. But the number one way to prospect people is in your mobile phone. You heard Eager talk about this a moment ago. Guys, have you called every single person in your phone? By the way, we just had the 4th of July. If you live in America, it's a big holiday. At a minimum, every single person in your phone should have gotten a happy 4th of July from you. How hard is that to do? Todd, I can't do that, it's just too much. Hey John, hope you and your wife are doing well. Just wanted to wish you a happy 4th of July. Every single holiday. You have any idea how many holidays there are? We got August right around the corner, it's Labor Day. Right around the corner, it's going to be Halloween. It's going to be the first day of fall. Then it's going to be Thanksgiving. Then it's going to be Christmas. Then it's going to be New Year's. Then it's going to be Valentine's Day. Then it's going to be St. Patrick's Day. Then it's going to be National Beer Day. National Siblings Day. It's going to be Earth Day. Right? Guys, there's so many different reasons and ways to keep in touch with people. But have you contacted every single person in your phone? For most of you, the answer is no. When I got started in this industry, I was so hungry for success. They said, write down everybody you know. Guys, I kept around those little index cards. Man, I went through every kind of memory jogger there was. I was trying to write down every single possible name I could think of. I called everybody. Now, this is back when I was 24, 25 years old. I had read the article. This is before he was a politician. I had read the article about Donald Trump saying if he lost all of his money, that he would start over in network marketing. I tried to call his office twice to recruit him. Okay? Yeah, I was that naive, right? Totally naive. But guys, I was willing to call anybody. I was hungry. You heard Carol talk about that. You gotta be hungry. How bad do you want it? And some of you are like, well, I don't want to write their name down. You cannot prejudge people in this business. I got a guy, Dr. Paul Leo. He's a surgeon in Colorado. Does surgery every day. He's at the hospital at 8 a.m. and he normally calls me at 10 o'clock at night. You know why? He's at the hospital at 8 a.m. He's at the hospital at 8 p.m. He gets home from the hospital at 10 p.m. at night, call me up on the phone. Hey Todd, man, can we call somebody tomorrow? You got to help me get this thing going. He's a surgeon. He makes great money. But guess what he doesn't have? Time. You heard Tanya Endrikoff talk about that a moment ago. Time is more valuable than money. And you guys are prejudging too many people. You have no idea who's going to do this and who's not going to do this. Your job is to go through the entire list. You call everybody. You don't care who it is. But Todd, I'm convinced, I promise you, my friends aren't going to do it. You know what? You might be right. Maybe we're going to call all of the contacts in your phone and every single person is going to say no. You might be right. But what you don't know is that when you call John, when you call Bill, thank you, Cameron, when you call Sally, they're going to be like, I would never do this. But you know what? This guy Eager, he's been bothering me. You got to call him. He might do this stupid thing. Eager, what's his name? What's his number? And there's your $1 million lift. When you go through the process and you just contact everybody, weird things are going to happen. People are going to come out of the blue. Things that you never expected. Somebody's friend's cousin's brother, next door neighbor, was just talking about traveling and they give you a phone number. It could be the Uber driver, right? But guys, you start with every single person in your phone. Then you go to your social media. If somebody's friends with you on social media and they've not heard about Trevorian, why? Why would you not contact every person on your social media? Well, they don't want to hear about my business. Then why are you friends with them? Guys, whose side are you on? Right? Every single person on your social media needs to hear about Trevorian and what we're doing. I mean, maybe they don't want to do it. That's okay. But guys, you need to ask. You need to go through the process. Everybody on Facebook, Instagram, if you got Snapchat, you got LinkedIn, you got YouTube, TikTok, and all the other kind of things that people do. Every single one of them needs to know about it. Now, when you're done, you need to go through your checkbook. Who are you spending money with? Now, if you're spending money with somebody, it does not obligate them to join our company. But it does obligate them to hear about what you do. Right? If I'm spending money with you, you should at least give me the courtesy of hearing about what it is I do for a living. Now, maybe you don't want to do it. Maybe you don't like it. I'm not obligating you to buy, but I'm obligating you to at least take a listen to what I'm doing. Okay? So you need to go through that entire list. And you need to get serious about it. In normal traditional business, capital is what drives the business. Right? How much money you have. You know what your capital in this business is? It's how many names do I have to call. See, it doesn't take much money to start here. It takes a few $100s. That's no money. What drives this business is not capital. What drives this business is how many names are on your list. How many new people can you meet every single day? And you want to get into what we call prospect abundance, not prospect scarcity. Now, some of you guys make you write down 5 names, right? And you call the same 5 people over and over and over and over. And you just beat these people to a pulp, right? And then eventually they join. Not because they wanted to join, it's an economic surrender. Here, I'll join here. Take my credit card. I'll pay the ransom. Just quit calling, right? But then you call these same people who never wanted to do it, and you're like, John, you gotta have a dream. John, you gotta want it. John, you gotta be on the train. They never wanted to do it. And then 6 months later, you're calling Daryl, you're calling Maria, you're calling me, you're calling Harlan Hall, you're calling Cynthia Sly, you're like, I can't do it, John. I can't do it. I've tried everything to motivate these people. I'm exhausted. They never wanted to do it. You gotta go find some motivated people. You gotta find some people that are hungry. How often do you think I call Daryl Maria Roberts and say, you're gonna be on the corporate update call, right? You're getting on, right? I've never placed that phone call. Guys, I place outgoing calls to prospects. I take incoming calls from excited partners. Let me say that again. I place outgoing calls to prospects. I take incoming calls from excited partners. I'm looking for people that are looking. I'm looking for people that are hungry. I'm looking for somebody like myself or above. And guys, you don't need everybody. Some people are going to bless your business by joining it. Some people are going to bless your business by not joining it. Other people are going to bless your business by leaving it. Okay? You don't need everybody. If you guys go out there and get one Tanya Anderkoff in your left leg, you get one Ambassador Arena in your right leg, you're done. You're done. You're going to go on to make $500,000, $700,000 a year. Every year, whether you get out of bed or not. You just need 2 of the right people. And you need to get fired up about tearing through the list to find who those people are. Now, when you got prospect scarcity, I've only got 5 names. You don't have any posture. You get into the begging business, like, please, please, Daryl, please, please, would you please join me? You have to join me, please. You seem so needy and desperate. Who wants to join that, right? But when you have prospect abundance, I have so many people to call. Hey, you know what? John, maybe now's not a good time, right? Tell me yes, tell me no, tell me quick, I gotta go, okay? You want to be able to have that posture and meaning. But that's not gonna happen if you only got 5 names on your list. Well, Todd, I don't know anybody. Guys, there's 2 billion people on social media. You can go on the Facebook groups right now, and if you were David Hart loves fishing. You know there's a Facebook group on Facebook. They got about 40 different groups on fishing. And some of those groups have 400,000 people in the group. Now, David Hart likes fishing. He could join the Facebook group and just goes in there and talks about fishing. You don't go in there and talk about travel. You go in there and you talk about fishing. Why? It's a fishing group. But guess what? It's a bunch of other people that are excited about fishing. You're going to have something in common. Oh, really? What lakes have you been to? What kind of fish you fishing for? Oh my gosh, you were in Cabo and caught that big marlin? I mean, they have something in common. You can go into a Facebook group. Now, maybe you're not into fishing. Well, David Hart, by the way, happens to be in golf. So's Harlan Hall. There's about 50 different groups on golf. Some of them have 600,000 people. They're passionate about golf. By the way, David Hart's into the Lakers. You can go on to Facebook and type in the Lakers, and they got 29 different groups on the Lakers. By the way, if you're not into that, my wife, she had cervical cancer. She's a cancer survivor. If she joins a Facebook group of women that have cervical cancer, how many do you think want to hear her story? If you just got diagnosed with cancer, you're at a pretty point in your life where you're pretty vulnerable. Do you think you don't want to hear from somebody that, man, I had it, and that was 15 years ago, and I'm doing great? In fact, you know what? I'm making over $1 million a year now. They're looking for those kind of stories. They're looking for hope. Now, but Todd, I didn't have cancer. Well, what do you have, right? Are you either a hobby, or maybe my wife is gluten-free. She can't eat gluten. You know how many gluten-free groups there are on social media? And she can go into the social media group, gluten-free, and she can shoot a video. Oh my gosh, my name's Gina, and I'm so excited to find this group. When I found out I was gluten-free, I thought life was over. I mean, no bread, no pasta. What's the point of living? But then I found this group, and I cannot wait to hear about your recipes. I can't wait to hear about what kind of ideas you can share with me. If she does that in a gluten-free group, they got 100 of them, and they got tens of thousands of people in the group. Oh my gosh, Gina, welcome, 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 welcome. Gina, you gotta try this recipe. You gotta try that recipe. Friend, 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 friend. I got no one to talk to. Guys, I am a Chicago Bears fan. The Bears, all right, Daryl? Chicago Bears. There's 50 different Chicago Bears groups. One of them has 3.6 million people in it. If I go into that group and I talk to 5 other Chicago Bear fans per day, it's going to take me 2,000 years to talk to them all. Just so you know, Jesus was around 2,000 years ago. Okay? There's no lack of people to talk to. By the way, one more for you. And I have a slide on this, but I'm going to pull it up. On Facebook, there's a group with 470,000 people. Now, they're female inmates looking for pen pals. It's a true story. 470,000 female inmates that are looking for pen pals. Now, you probably can't recruit them today. You gotta wait till they get out. But don't tell me you don't have somebody to talk to. Okay, start writing letters to the inmates, all right? There's only a question of how bad do you want it. There's no lack of ways to meet new people every single day. You want to get prospect abundance. Now, inviting prospects. Ambassador Eager just did a master class on that. Would you guys like to know how Dave Hart would invite somebody? We're going to write this down. So Dave Hart would call up Phyllis Terry. And he'd do a little 1-minute small talk. How you doing, Phyllis? How you been? Right? You know, how you guys, all this kind of stuff. He says, hey, look, Dr. Phyllis, there's a purpose to my call. I just got started in business. I'm excited about it. And would you do me a favor? Would you hop on a Zoom presentation, see what we're doing, and give me your honest feedback? Would you do that for me? That's how Dave Hart would do it, verbatim. How hard is that to do? Todd, you know, that's just beyond my skill level. I can't do that. Guys, it's so simple, it's hard. It is absolutely so simple, it's hard. Dr. Phyllis, I just got started in business. I'm excited about it. Would you do me a favor? Yeah, I'll do you a favor. Would you hop on a Zoom presentation, see what we're doing, and give me your honest feedback? Would you do that for me? Now, guys, if Dr. Phyllis says no, I won't do that for you, we may have to redefine the nature of our association. Right? She ain't very much of a friend. But it's a very, very simple invite. Guys, I found something I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you. Are you open to taking a look? Hey, Daryl, man, I got a good story. Might make you a lot of money, might not. Takes about 9 minutes. Want to hear it? How hard is that to do? I got a good story. Might make you a lot of money, might not. Takes about 9 minutes. Want to hear it? You almost feel like, yeah, I'll hear your story. It's such a simple invite. And guys, in Trevorian University right now, I actually have a recording back there right this moment. And I collected all of the invites from Ambassador Eager, Larissa, Arena, Sergey, Vera, Andrew, Tatiana, Ark, Tanya Anderkoff. I collected all of their, how do you invite people? And I recorded it. And you guys can go back there and see the different scripts. Man, here's how Eager would do it. Here's how Larissa would do it. Here's how Daryl Marie would do it. Here's how David Hart would do it. And you guys should master those scripts. It is not an advanced skill set that you need to master in order to become financially free. It's not. Every one of you can master the skill set. It's more of a mental game. That slide that Daryl had up, it's more the prison you built in your mind than the skill set. The skill set is so easy, it's hard. In fact, a couple of people I recruited recently. I had a lady that I've been working on for a while. Calling her, playing phone tag. I happen to be down at the corporate office. So I'm down there with a group of people. And the group of people is looking at me, right? And my phone rings. It happens to be Wendy, right? Because we've been playing phone tag. I've been trying to get a hold of her. So what am I going to do? I mean, I got this group of people looking at me, and I got a hot prospect on the phone. What do you think I did? I answered my phone. Wendy. How you doing, Wendy? Now, the group of people I'm there with, some of them are in the company already. Some of them are looking at the company. And I said, she's like, all right, Todd, tell me about this thing you're doing. So I said, tell you what, Wendy, I'm here with a group of young people. In fact, they're tearing it up. I want you to meet a few of them. Wendy, say hi to David and Dami. So I handed the phone to David. David's walking around talking to Wendy. Next thing I know, David gives the phone to Bryce. Bryce is walking around talking to Wendy. It went to Brian Kennedy, went to Logan, went to Charlotte. They hand the phone back to me. Wendy says, okay, Todd, send me your sign up like I'm in. It's so simple, it's hard. It is so simple, it's hard. Now, Cynthia Sly coached on that earlier about doing the three-way phone call. Your business will grow in direct proportion to the number of third-party stories your prospects get to hear. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that. If I get them on the Zoom, where Daryl and Maria got all kinds of testimonials tonight, and I'm going to be hearing from Harlan Hall and Chris Bailey and Dr. Phyllis Terry and Deborah Taylor and Cynthia Sly. He's got them all lined up. Guys, a Zoom's going to get it done. Man, I got to hear all those stories. Maybe he's going to have, that travel expert he brings on, talking about what makes our company unique. But the more other people your prospects get to hear from, the faster your business is going to get to grow. I was in France about a year ago. We had about, 600 people in the room. And of course, I don't speak French. And so I'm being translated by Danny Sedwell. And I said, guys, I can go out there and recruit, 3 to 5 people in France today. Of course, most people are looking at me like, wait a minute. How are you going to recruit 3 to 5 people? You don't even speak French. I said, I just need one of you to translate one line. Just one line. And that line is, are you genuinely open to making more money this year than you made last year? We'll hit the streets of Paris. We'll ask that question to 100 people. We find 10 that are genuinely said, man, I really, really, really want to make more money this year than I made last year. I'll take those 10 people. Now remember, I'm in a room full of people that speak French. I go, give me any 10 of you. I don't care which 10. I don't care how long I've been sweating. That's the business, guys. That's the business. And if you learn how to do that, what Cynthia Sly was preaching earlier, if you learn how to do that very simple thing, it pays 7 figures. You can't make 7